Today's spotlight is on Chris Morrissey. Hey, Chris,
What's
welcome
up,
to the
Chris?
show. How are you?
Hey,
Hello.
hey everybody, how are you?
Good to have you. So
Glad to be here.
awesome. All right, let me tell you a little bit about Chris Morrissey. He is a Hollywood filmmaker and actor that has written, produced, and directed several award-winning feature films, including Superstar Female Serial Killer, Trick of the Witch, and Lip Gloss Explosion. Chris has acted in several independent films, television projects, including Twin Peaks. He's a native of Los Angeles and currently is producing two new feature films, uh, which will begin actually production later this year. He also curates and hosts a monthly Los Angeles theatrical film screening series. All right. Thank you so much for joining us, Chris.
Glad to be here.
I know, Chris, I'd like to give you an opportunity to share more about yourself, and I ask that you include something that we can't Google about.
Well, I pretty much do everything pertaining to Hollywood. I'm kind of a jack of all trades. I write, I curate, direct. I even like edit and do music, and I have my hand in like so many different things just because, you know, it's never boring. I'm always like, you know, interested in just, creating and nurturing any kind of ideas that I come up with, and I'm so connected to being an artist in Hollywood and just seeing things through. I just try to just dig deep and utilize any ideas that I come up with.
Wonderful.
Just keep doing.
So what can we get? Anything we can't Google about you?
Well, okay. Are you familiar with the Cinerama Dome theater in Hollywood?
I'm not.
Okay, well, it's a very old, it's like one of the first big giant movie screens in Hollywood, like right on Sunset Boulevard. Um, so my mom and dad met while working there.
Oh,
So
wow.
they met, got married, and had me, and it's this big, movie theater. So like I grew up in the theater, always going and watching movies, but um, I always call it, because it looks like a big egg. I always say it's like the egg that I hatched out of.
I love that.
All right. I actually want to start with our movie critic, Micah. So, Micah, did you have any questions for Chris?
Yeah, so I watched the trailer for Trick of the Witch, and I'm getting kind of like some Roger Corman, John Waters vibes from it. Who are your directorial inspiration?
Well, funny enough, Roger Corman, I used to work for him.
Oh,
Oh, wow. Okay.
Early on started, yeah, I was looking, to just break into any studio out here in LA. And I had called them up one day and I was just like, do you have any job openings? And the woman on the phone was like, well, have you ever been a receptionist before? And I was like, no, but I can answer phones. She's like, come in tomorrow because you're going to start. And I was like, huh? Like I got hired? So I literally walked in there. They sat me in the front desk, and there's this like crazy phone system that I had no idea, how to use all the different buttons and stuff. And they were just like, yeah, just answer the phone. I was like, okay. And then of course Roger Corman comes in, and he's in the office behind me, and they're having like this big production meeting, and I'm sitting there eavesdropping, and I'm just like, it's so surreal. I like one day I'm just suddenly like the receptionist for his studio. So I was there for a little while, and then I moved over to Interview Magazine. So, but yeah, I love Roger.
Talk about
Corman. He's,
networking.
like, huge inspiration.
Talk about networking. Talk about networking. Good stuff.
Busy? Question?
So my question is,
Yeah,
in terms of, I have several.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chris.
And I was just saying, a lot of the things that I've kind of ended up doing have always been like weird coincidences. Like I was just in the right place at the right time. But I knew those weren't just luck. I had to like utilize, okay, this is a great opportunity. Don't screw it up. Just learn what you have to learn and just go with it.
Wonderful.
So I think, Chris, like even when we have our movie time segments, I think it becomes apparent that we have various different genres of cinema and film that we like and appreciate. Do you have one? Like, in a perfect world where you could decide, would there be one particular genre that you would love to work on and produce and write for consistently?
Well, I love something that's offbeat. I do like horror films because they're very entertaining and easy to make. And there's always
Yes,
an audience
yes,
for them.
yes.
I mean, anytime you have a script, you could write a comedy or drama, but if you are pitching it and somebody doesn't like it, throw in a killer, throw in like, somebody disappears and you'll probably get the financing. But personally, I love thrillers and suspense and crazy offbeat comedy and, but always horror. I could watch all the time. I'm like a big
Yes,
horror movie
love
buff.
it. Love it. I watch killer shows every day. So, yes, love it.
Okay.
Jose's online says she loves horror films. Here's a
Yes.
question online for you. Says Chris, what are the big key elements you have to tell a compelling story? What are
Hmm.
what are the elements to telling a compelling story?
Well, I would say first and foremost, let it be something you're very passionate about, like a story that really is you're connected to. And because anytime you're writing a script or you're gonna like I write, direct, and produce everything that I make. So I'm like stuck with it for 2 years. And even after when the film's ready to come out and I'm promoting it and stuff, it's like I'm living with the storylines, I'm living with the characters. So you have to be super passionate and
Sorry about that.
have
Please
just
continue.
like a deep connection with all these
Please
with the
continue.
story. So yeah, be passionate, tell a story that's different, because so many writers tend to like just remake films we've all seen before. And for me as an audience member, I love to see things that are just unique. And I'll be in a theater and I'm just like, wow, where's the story going? Like this is totally there's all these twists and things I wasn't expecting. And those are the movies that you think about days or two later, and they just stay with you. And you're like, wow, that was a really great film. I want to see it again. I want to like analyze it and you know go through it.
Awesome. Ellen, what's your question?
Yeah, I was wondering how COVID affected your inspiration or workflow. I mean, directing is not a solo activity, right? That's a group activity. So not being able to work at times, what has that done for you as a director?
Well, here's the thing. Right before COVID struck, like the beginning of 2000, 2000. Wait, I'm so confused.
2020.
We all are.
2020.
We all are.
Oh,
We
really?
all
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
lost track of time. I can't even believe it's
Yeah,
almost 2
I know.
years since the
Neither
pandemic
can I.
yeah,
started.
we all are.
It's almost 2 years now.
Yeah, I said the other day to someone, I'm like, it's 2023, and they're like, no, it's 2021. I'm like,
Oh
wait a
my
minute, I'm
gosh.
like thrown off. No, but the
Mhm.
beginning of 2020, I was like, okay, I've like 4 projects that I was just about to start, kind of trying to figure out which one I was going to focus on the most, and everybody was like, it just got really busy for me, and it was so great. But then I was never I never had time to like really focus on one project or focus on the things were just getting out of hand. So when COVID hit,
Mhm.
I literally was just stuck at home, and I'm like,
Mhm.
now I have all this time that I told people I never had time for. So I really
Mhm.
should focus on these and focus on the writing, focus on the scripts, and then also because you got to think, are we going to be able to film the same way with like large groups? Are we going to have like extras? That stuff's like
Right.
now kind of thrown out the window. So I really had to, as a
Huh.
writer, like try to scale down how many characters are going to be in certain scenes. Can I
Wow.
just use one location? You got to really think outside
Interesting.
the box though. In even if your COVID wasn't around, like there's always problems that you run into. So as a
Mhm.
director, you have to be kind of like a problem solver and, puzzle, putting puzzles together because you're always coming up with
Mhm.
plan B, plan C,
Yeah.
so I love that part. I think
Very
that's
quick,
why I like it. Sorry.
very quickly. I just want to piggyback off of what something you just mentioned previous to Ellen's comment. What do you think about remakes? Because Hollywood over the
Mm.
past, I would
Yeah,
say, decade
very
has been
remake
like
heavy.
void, remake heavy, right, Neo? Void
Hmm.
of original ideas. Like we even have on ABC right now a remake of the Wonder Years, which okay for Black folks, it's an all Black cast, but I'm just like, did it really have to be, titled the Wonder Years? Like, couldn't we come up with a new idea? So, as a producer, director, writer, what do you think about remakes?
If the original film is amazing and it's like a classic and like you're not going to be able to expand upon it in any way, I would just leave it alone. And if you want to do instead of a remake, I feel like people should do like more of like a tribute to something. Like take
Oh, I like
maybe
that.
the
Mm,
concept
mm,
and then but put your own spin on it because the thing I hate, like an example is Dawn of the Dead. You have the original one from the 70s and that's like a classic you can't touch. And then they remade the one in 2004, which was good. It was decent, but I wish they didn't call it Dawn of the Dead. I wish it would have just been like
right,
its
Mm.
own film.
right,
But
yeah.
people say to me like, "Oh, what are some films that you like?" And I'll say Dawn of the Dead, and they think I'm talking about the one from 2004. I'm like, "No, I'm talking about the other one." So that's why I feel like, say Candyman. Um, yeah, I haven't seen
Oh,
it yet, but
oh,
I'm like,
oh,
people have so many people are fans
don't
of
rush.
the original,
Don't rush.
and then this new generation probably didn't even know that there was another Candyman. So they're looking at this new one as like, this is the Candyman. So I feel like they should kind of, you know, give it a little bit something to show that it's like its own thing.
Yeah, agreed. So my
Agreed,
question,
agreed.
social issues have always been part of filmmaking, but in this post-Trump era, I've been noticing that social and political issues have been showing up even more across multiple different genres. And genres that you wouldn't expect, like for example, horror, action films, and even animated films. So are you seeing that as well? And why is that happening?
Um, I think, well, I know the studios are very like, it's all about money to them. And, anytime anything kind of political arises, they feel like they just have to, okay, well, we need to do this. I mean, you could write a script and it'd be perfect, but if the suits in the room feel that they need to add this or that or do something, they're going to do that regardless of whatever creative things that you had and really had in your script that you had in your heart that you really wanted to put out there. Um, I mean, in some way, I guess it's a bit about being genuine. I feel like if the writer or the director or the production company really stands behind whatever they're um, trying to create and put out there, let it be genuine. Don't let it be like forced, like where the studio's like, well, we have to do this, we have to do that, because then you can tell that it's not, real.
Yeah. All right. Unfortunately, we are out of time, but I wanted to give you a minute to kind of talk about the projects that you're working on now. And of course, any shout outs that you have for anyone.
Well, as you had said in the intro, I wrote some scripts in quarantine that I really am excited about. So I'm gonna, start working on whichever one I can do first based on like, how safe it is with
Of course.
COVID.
Yeah, of course.
Um, so hopefully by the end of November, I should know if we're gonna start, working on it for the beginning of the year. But in the meantime, all of my older films are being like remastered and ready for streaming and because they've all played in theaters. All of my films, bless you, all of my films have played in theaters and film festivals and everything. So now I'm just like putting them out there because I really love films to be seen in a theater. So during the quarantine, I actually released one of my films, Trick of the Witch, onto YouTube
Mm,
just to give it a bigger audience. But we're gonna do a drive-in double feature of Trick of the Witch and Heavy Makeup, which is gonna be uh, towards Halloween, and then also in the beginning of the new year, we're gonna do like a tour of different LA theaters and drive-ins, and then expand it. You know, it's all because of COVID. We just have to like kind of
Of
play it
course.
by ear
Yeah,
and
you got to
do
do
like
what you
a
got to do. Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
But
Any
I'm
shout
very
outs?
excited because I have a lot of cool. Shout out just to all the any artists out there that are writing and coming up with new ideas. Just keep doing it. Just take chances, do things off the beaten path, and if you don't let anybody tell you like your idea isn't worthy of being a big film out there. So just work on everything that you have in your heart and gut and creativity, and just get it going. Let's see new talent out there, new artists.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to again thank you for joining us. Feel free to jump on those comments online. There's a bunch of questions for you online. So feel free to check
Oh,
those
okay.
out. So, but yeah, we really
Yeah,
do thank you for joining us.
thanks a lot. Thanks for having me, and I'm really enjoying the show.
All right. Thank you. All right. We wish you the best, Chris. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right. Yeah.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
All right.